Happy Tuesday, and welcome back to 360 Sports. I'm Emily, and I'm joined along with Peyton, Kenzie, and Dominic, and today we are talking college football. So, on Friday night, we saw the Virginia Cavaliers upset the Florida State Seminoles 46-38 in one of the wildest games of the year. What does this upset mean for the ACC and the college football playoff as a whole?
I think the ACC is now wide open, and I think it's for Miami's to take. Florida State started off strong, beating Alabama, and then after this game, they fell to 3-2. And this game was one of the wildest games I ever saw. Well, the one wild game I saw, I was actually at. But we'll get to that later. But I think Florida State's in must-win territory. They cannot lose a single game from here on out. They have to win every game.
I'm just happy we're talking about ACC. ACC action. We're talking about it in the Big 25. I love it. It was a Friday night game. You know how those Friday night college football games get. They get wild, and this one did too. I sent a prayer up, though, for that FSU wide receiver during that field rush. I don't think I saw him get back up after all those students came rushing in. But that was a good win for Virginia. They finally are ranked. They're ranked number 24 now, which is wild. ACC ranked on there. It was a good game. I liked it.
Yeah, it gives UVA some light for sure. That was their first home opener win against a top 10 opponent since 2005. And I think it really opens the door for both Georgia Tech, Miami, and UVA. So I definitely think it's good, and really opens up the ACC, but it also makes them less predictable when it comes to college football rankings.
Yeah, did everybody see that final play? Not the final play, the interception, the touchdown that was called back. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was a touchdown. It looked good, but
yeah.
What do you?
I would agree. I would say that was probably a touchdown. I think the refs made some interesting calls this week as a whole. I'm sure we can all agree, but I would say that was probably a touchdown.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I saw the ref's hands go. I mean, we know this motion. We've seen it around a lot. This motion, he does this, and I think that means one or two things. But it means a bobble, and at the end of the day, he did not score, and Virginia took over. So for the college football playoffs, this puts a damper on FSU's chances, I think. Mm-hmm. For Virginia, though, they have a reasonable schedule, but I think this was just a miracle on a Friday night for them. I don't think they'll get into the top 12 and make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think Florida State's must-win territory, and with that touchdown call, I mean, I think we compared it to you run a football into the end zone, all you got to do is cross the plane. You don't have to tuck it back in. It just has to cross the plane. I don't get why in that play for a receiver you have to control possession. He kind of had possession of the ball and went to tuck it in, as a runner, and I think that's where they saw the bobble right at the end, and that's why they didn't call it a touchdown. But that was a tough call in that situation, and even if they did get that touchdown, they still would have had to go in for two.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, but a great win for Virginia, of course. Florida State, once again, it's not looking too good right now.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, there was quite a few upsets this week, so let's move on to Georgia and Bama. Kirby Smart. I mean, he falls 1-7 against Bama in his career. So do we think that this is a knock on Kirby, or has Alabama just been that good? But, I mean...
Yeah, I don't know. I tell you what, this Florida State loss is making Bama feel a little better just because Bama lost to them start the year 0-1. Now they're 3-1. Once again, Kirby Smart 1-7, we already mentioned. That one win, however, was in the national championship when they won back-to-back games. I don't know. I kind of compare it to Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. If you can remember, Sean McVay couldn't beat Shanahan, and then come playoff time, he beats him. It's obviously very one-sided, but I mean, it's a rivalry for a reason. Throw the records out the window, and that's about it.
I'm gonna disagree. I think this is a knock on Kirby, honestly. I mean, Bama has not been good this season. They have had a horrible record. They have not been playing good games whatsoever. Their offense has been sloppy. Their defense is mid. And going into it, I mean, we had high expectations for Georgia. And you can call it players' bad day, bad game. But I think at the end of the day, if you consistently cannot beat Bama, it might be a coaching.
I think they looked good. They showed signs of iffy stuff in the trenches. Georgia ran all over them, but I think Bama looked good. It just might be too early to tell. They lost to FSU in the first week, right? And then they come around and they play their first ranked opponent of the year in Georgia this past Saturday. If you look at their schedule, they play 5 ranked teams in their next 6 games. So with Vanderbilt this weekend with game day coming to Bama, so that'll be a fun game. That'll be a cool game.
Yeah.
But I think it's too early to say, yeah, this team's going to go to the playoffs and they're going to be really good with 5 ranked teams in the next 6 games.
I mean, call it a hot take, but I kind of think Bama's overrated. So
I'm with you on the knock on Kirby.
I don't know. I think both of these teams are going through the same thing. They both Gunnar Stockton for Georgia, C.J. Carr for Bama. It's new quarterbacks, new everything. You know, C.J. Carr comes in, doesn't win his first game as a collegiate athlete. Let's also not forget Arch Manning. Like, it's just normal. These kids, they struggle. And I get it, you know, NIL's making them seem like they're pros making a lot of money, just put it at that. And, like, it's just normal for these people to come in, struggle, especially, we're going to get into Carson Beck later. Like, you saw him come over after Georgia won 2 natties, came in, didn't do as well. Stockton came in, couldn't beat, you know, a rival for Georgia. C.J. Carr couldn't win his first game. It's just, I just think it's normal for these teams to be very, struggling when these people are 18, 19 years old.
I think it's normal, but I think also you're playing for schools that have expectations and that you're playing to a certain level. And I feel like if you can't come out and show every week that this is where you're supposed to be and this is what you're supposed to be doing, then I think, I don't know.
I mean, they broke Georgia's 33-game home winning streak, which dated back to 2019, I think. And I personally, I agree with you. I think it's a knock on Kirby. I mean, Alabama's a new program under a new coach. It's no longer Saban's reign. So I think it kind of does reflect on Kirby a little bit. I mean, they did have that win in the championship game, but without being able to pull out a win since 2021, I mean, you got to do some self-reflecting if you're Kirby.
Yeah, this game's very similar to like the Michigan-Ohio State game. Ryan Day hasn't been able to beat them, and I get it. Each fan base would trade a national championship for beating Michigan or Ohio State, but at the same time, you got to win the game that everybody circles. This game for these two teams mean a lot, and the fact that Kirby Smart hasn't been able to win, that is pretty bad on his end.
But winning the games the team circle.
That is true.
It's a common theme over this past weekend.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the weekends, the topic we all dread, the Oregon Ducks weathered the whiteout, defeating Penn State 30-24 in double overtime. Drew. He threw his second losing game interception in the last 5 games, and James Franklin is now 4-21 against top 10 teams. Where do we even start? Honestly, where do we even start?
I'm going to start giving credit where credit's due. Dante Moore came out, and I mean, Penn State's toughest environment by far. This game has been circled on every student's door or calendar for, it seems like forever now. He came out, completely diced up this defense, 248 yards, 3 touchdowns. The offensive line was insane. I mean, you couldn't get to him at all if you tried. So I'm going to start off giving credit where credit's due.
Oh, he's a sophomore. I mean, you look at what he came into, whiteout, nationally televised whiteout game, 15,000 people there. Everybody against him, not one single person, maybe a couple green. But he came in as a sophomore quarterback, 5-star out of high school in Michigan. He knows what he's getting into. He throws for 3 touchdowns and 250 yards. I mean, not a single pick either.
Yeah, I mean, he threw our defense for a loop. I mean, they could not get a handle on it. And I mean, whether that's him being familiar with our playbook and like watching our game tape or just his raw talent, I mean, our defense could not keep up. And I think that also made a big difference because we came off last season with Abdul Carter on defense. I mean, our defense was good last season. And then we get to this game, and it's like our defense just kind of fell apart.
I mean, the first half they were okay. It was a slow start for both teams. But.
Yeah, it was definitely a way lower scoring game than I thought it was going to be.
I think going into this game, Penn State fans already had some questions about what our potential could be with such a tight game against FIU until the end. That everybody was like, oh, they're holding back. But I think as we saw, like, our defense really did struggle to get to the quarterback. With having no sacks, like, we need to change something up.
Seems like we've been holding back for about 12 years now. I mean, we cannot win these games. And like, going about Penn State's defense, I think they look good until they honestly couldn't look good anymore. That fumble that if you're a Penn State fan, you should think it should have been called. If you're an Oregon
Yeah.
fan, you're happy it didn't. That kind of like took the air out of the defense, and then starting most possessions at the 40-yard line, 50-yard line. I mean, it's tough to stop, especially Oregon. I mean, they're top 10, top 5 for a reason. And yeah, going back hours, throwing 4 interceptions, or 3 interceptions in the last games I can remember, and then 1 against Ohio State that went through the back of the end zone. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. It's just,
I mean, to give credit where credit is due, Drew is a good quarterback, but when it comes down to the big games, he just cannot get out of his head. Like,
Yeah.
he could be so much better than he is if he could just read the field and get out of his head, which honestly I feel like is a coaching thing. I mean, you have been working with this player we're going on year 3 now of him being our starting QB, and I have not seen a difference with him hesitating in the big games. And that is something that you need to sit down with your players and be like, look, we see you struggling every big game. How can we fix this? How can we read the field and not throw pick sixes straight into a cluster of Oregon defense? Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, he's struggling. And I also want to say, like, one way to help a quarterback struggling is to get the running game going. Nick Singleton, I don't know, like, ever since that Utah game, my senior year of high school,
what was he doing?
like, he has 11 carries for 21 yards. That he used to. We thought like he was the next Saquon Barkley after that game. He'd have like what 2 or 3 30-yard rushing touchdowns. Now it's
this is their last year, both of them.
It's everybody's last year on that offense. That's just so concerning.
Yeah. And they need to step it up, especially Aller. He stayed back a year because he needs more stats. But
I mean, not to be like that, but I'm kind of glad that this is their last year on their offensive line. I feel like, listen, they're good. They all have their strengths, but I feel like it might be time for a little bit of a different team. I mean, I think Luke Reynolds is really good. I think if we had a quarterback that threw stronger passes, we could see even more from Luke Reynolds. Did he have some struggles the last couple of games? Yeah, but he also had really huge shoes to fill. I mean, Tyler Warren was all over TV, all over everyone's radar.
Still is.
So he still is. So I mean,
Except
he
for
had
the Bears, I don't know what they were thinking.
So he had big shoes to fill, and I think he's doing a good job. And I feel like, you know, it might be time that we switch things up with a new quarterback.
Yeah, it's still pretty early. They're 3.
Yeah, I was about to say the only good thing, like not really good thing. The only thing about this loss is that it is week 4, but they got to change it like next week.
I mean, we still have Ohio State on the road. We have Indiana. We have Nebraska. Although Nebraska's unranked, I think that's still going to be a tough game. And Indiana at home, I think, is really going to test us again. But Ohio State on the road is definitely a game we all have circled again.
Yeah, I'd say you have to win out. Like, you have to win out.
Yeah.
I almost feel like this game sets the tone for the rest of the season. Not to be pessimistic, but I mean, if we can't win at our own field, at our own whiteout, where we have every single Penn State fan having our backs, I mean, what are we going to do when the fan base is 90% Ohio State, 10% Penn State?
Yep.
I mean, that's a different environment. Ohio State fans are not nice.
And again, putting James Franklin's 4-21 record against ranked opponents on the line again.
Yeah. But moving on, our board segment. So December is still a long way away, but the college football playoffs is on everyone's minds, obviously. So let's go to the board and give one team we think is a lock for the college football playoffs. Dominic, let's start with your pick.
Yeah. Okay, so when you think of locks this past weekend, you have to think of, pull it up right here. Give me a second now. The boys in blue, Ole Miss. They upset number 4 LSU. They have 2 QBs, okay? Trinidad Chambliss, I'm pretty sure that's his name. He is a stud. The first QB, he's a backup QB. The first QB, I think, is injured. But he torched LSU, threw for 1 touchdown. It's all right. But he used his legs on that defense, and he had his way with them, okay? So these guys are 3-0 in conference, 5-0 overall. They are ranked pretty high now since they upset LSU. You got to give to these guys. The defense held Neusmeyer to under, I believe, 200 yards. He had a couple picks, and those 2 picks were, in fact, in the first quarter. So you got to give it to the boys in blue. They have a favorable schedule too as well. They play Georgia, who again we just talked about, just lost to Bama, and they face Oklahoma, who is looking like they're going to lose John Mater, is that his name, last name? Mater. But doesn't look like Oklahoma's going to have their stud QB. Ole Miss defense looks like domination against LSU. So give me the boys in blue being a lock.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you can go in and beat a top 5 team and then back it up the next few weeks and go undefeated, I mean, this team's looking really good. 5-0, you can't argue with that. One upset already.
See, I feel like my problem with, Ole Miss and those teams is they will have a strong start, and then mid-season, something happens, and they just go downhill. So I feel like a good pick, but you never know what could happen.
They got to start it off scary. I think got to start it off scary with the board segment here. You can't pick a favorite.
I don't know. Okay, Kenzie, should we take a look at your pick?
Yes. As a Penn State fan, this is hard for me to say, but I'm going to have to go with Ohio State as being a college football playoff lock. They received 46 votes in the number 1 in the AP polls this week. And, I mean, starting off week 1, they proved with a dominant 14-7 win over Texas. And since then, they've just been rolling. They've averaged 36 points on offense, and sophomore quarterback already has 10 touchdowns this season. And against Washington this past week, their defense had 6 sacks, with Caden carrying 3 of those. So honestly, I think Ohio State is definitely a lock and will be an interesting game against Penn State later this year.
Yeah, we all know who Jeremiah Smith is. I mean, depending on the draft, he's probably going to go number 1 overall if that team doesn't need a quarterback. I think they felt a little disrespected being ranked below Texas to start the season. I mean, ever since that Michigan game, they haven't lost. And not only haven't they lost, they've been
on fire.
Yeah, they've been smoking their opponents. I mean, they beat Oregon by 20.
I mean, they came in with a mission. They were ranked lower than us. They were ranked lower than Texas. And I think they came in, they were like, that's not how we roll. Like, we're number 1, and we're going to prove it.
Yeah. Jeremiah Smith's playing like the best, of course. I mean, that team, they're going to do good, of course.
I fear they might cook us when we're
Hurts
away.
Hurts to say.
Hurts to say, but...
Yeah, okay, Peyton, should we take a look at, your pick?
Take a look at what I have to say. And I also hate to say this because I was heartbroken come Saturday. My pick will be Oregon. These Oregon Ducks, they're really good. And I just want to, once again, give more credit. This team came into the Big Ten last year, won the Big Ten last year. I know they beat Ohio State the first meeting. I know they lost to Ohio State in the championship, but then they come into our building with our best crowd, best atmosphere. Everybody's watching the game, and they win. This team is very good, obviously, and Dante Moore looks terrific. The front 5, for the O-line for this team is great. Front 7, this whole team is just really, really good.
I mean, we watched it happen, so I can't argue with you on that one.
We talked about him a lot, but Dante Moore.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of us can come into that building and throw 3 touchdowns and 200 yards like that.
Yeah. Not even just him, but their defense. I mean, they were not letting us get anywhere on that field. Like, time after time, every time we got the ball, it was just sack after sack. I mean... And
they set the edge pretty well. I mean, we couldn't run outside zone or outside sweep.
We were getting nowhere.
I mean, we tried to do a fake outside sweep, and then, of course, we threw a pick. I mean, this team is just, it's really good, and I think...
They're strong.
I think they have a pretty clear path to the Big Ten championship and the college football playoffs.
Them and Ohio State both. So.
I mean, I could see the Big Ten being Oregon versus Ohio State this year if they keep playing like this, but... Now it is time for my pick. Speaking of getting to talk about ACC, my pick is Miami. So they have had a very strong and fast start to the season. 4-0 record. I mean, their offense, and I mean, mainly Carson Beck. I mean, come on. He is on fire this season. But even their defense, I mean, the last couple seasons, their defense has not been amazing, but we've really seen them kind of tighten up and work together, and I think they could be dangerous. I think that they could get somewhere. I mean, they're ranked number 3 right now, and they do have strength of schedule on their side. I will say their schedule isn't too bad going forward, so that obviously helps them. But yeah, I think Miami, I think we could see them in the playoffs.
Yeah, you mentioned their defense. We all know what Cam Moore did. I mean, last year, Cam Moore in any other year probably would have won the Heisman. I mean, Travis Hunter was good and Genty, but defense didn't really help him out. He had to like outscore teams, and then Carson Beck comes in. They have a good defense, like you said. I believe he's the highest paid college quarterback of all time, or college, I don't know. But whatever he's doing, he's backing up that money, and it's good for him because he came into Georgia, got treated a little unfairly. Now he's balling. So.
If I'm Miami, I definitely have this Florida State game this weekend circled because with them taking the loss to UVA, I think FSU, like that's a big game for FSU to win, but I think a game Miami can easily take.
Yeah, I think it really also shows to the coaching. You know, Carson Beck, he started at Georgia and he wasn't really shining there. Like he wasn't really on any of our radars, but he got to Miami and now all of a sudden he is.
You really don't like Kirby Smart at all. I mean,
if a coach is bad, a coach is bad. Just saying.
I'll say this about
That is
Miami.
true.
They probably are the best team playing in that field at home. Better than the NFL team right now. So they are pretty good.
hey, they just won.
Well, for Tyreek Soul.
Yeah, I know. But the defense looks good. Of course, Carson Beck, he's finally shining, and he's looking to go pro after this year. So this Miami team's really good so far.
Okay, well, after a long week that we have had in the world of college football, let's shake it up and have some fun and attempt some college football trivia.
It's going to be interesting.
This is going to be interesting. Justin Fields is committed to or played for 3 teams. Name them.
Oh, no.
Hint, 2 Big Ten teams and 1 SEC.
Georgia, Ohio State,
Ohio State.
Go on.
Penn State.
Are we gonna? What, we can lock it in. Sure.
I'm
Works for me.
telling you, he committed to Penn State, and then
I mean, the red jersey definitely
Georgia
gives.
for sure.
Yeah.
I know Ohio
And
State
Ohio
for sure.
State.
Ohio State for sure.
anybody got anything else in Penn State?
Was it Penn State?
I would like to get with Penn State. It's our
I'm
school.
fully confident.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
Penn State.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
confident.
Lock it in.
We are locking them in.
Wow.
Look at us go.
You're a
All right. All
dog.
right.
You are
Okay.
a
Good
dog.
start. Good start. Which one of these celebrities played D1 college football?
Oh.
I know it's not Luke Bryan.
It's
I can
gotta
tell
be
you that for a
I'm not gonna lie. I
fact.
don't even know what the guy on the left
Gerald
is. Is that bad?
Ford.
I feel like
Is he Ford? Like Ford?
I feel like it's
I don't know.
it's Gerald Ford.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely not Quavo.
It's definitely not Luke Bryan. That
Yeah,
man
that's for
probably
sure.
doesn't even know how to pick up a football. A margarita, yes. A football, no.
I can't help
We're
on this
locking
one.
in.
I have no clue.
Locking in.
Ford truck.
Ford F-150.
Gerald Ford. Let's
Yes.
go.
Wow, at Michigan.
Wow.
Michigan.
Yeah,
Okay.
1934.
MVP at Michigan.
1934.
He
Wonder
looks
why I
like he
didn't
played for
remember that
Michigan.
Yeah.
Who holds the single season CFB passing touchdown record? Hint, plays for the Browns currently and also played for the
I think-
Patriots.
There's 5
I
QBs
think
on
it's
the Browns.
Bailey Zappi.
Is Zappi on the Browns right now?
Played for the Patriots. I do know that.
That looks like a Conference USA jersey.
Oh my
Looks
gosh.
like Western Kentucky University.
I look like Josh Allen. Am
I-
There's 5 QBs.
I think it's Bailey Zappi.
5 QBs on the Browns. Okay, let's go. Starting is Joe Flacco. Could be Joe Flacco. Did he play on the Patriots?
No.
Kenny Pickett's on there. Shador Sanders is on there.
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel. Who's the 5th? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, man.
Too many
knows his
QBs.
football.
It's really
Man.
hard to keep up with the Browns QBs.
What 2 teams play the 100 Miles of Hate rivalry? Hint, both teams play in Conference USA.
For
Oh,
USA.
Conference USA.
I want to say, but I don't know if it's right, so I don't know if I want to
What's your
say.
guess? What's your
I
guess?
think, is it Army and Navy? I don't know.
100 miles. What are 100 miles apart?
Both play in
Conference,
Conference USA. I mean, when I
Conference
think of
USA.
USA, I think of Army and Navy, so that's why.
You know, your bet is as good as mine.
I'm just going to take the L on this one. I don't know.
Yeah, I
so we
don't
can
know
go with
either,
Peyton's
but
I
answer.
guess yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was nowhere
Yeah.
close.
Is that
Okay.
I'll
Middle
be bad on that. That was
Yeah,
my
Middle
bad.
Tennessee.
Nowhere
Middle
close.
Tennessee, shout out Middle Tennessee. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Western
I don't know why we're
Kentucky.
shouting them out, but I do know that.
Okay.
Wow.
We didn't do that. What, 3 for 4?
Okay.
75%?
Not bad.
Who cares?
Guys, I've been waiting for this segment all night. We're now going to debate the AP poll. So obviously, some voters have cast some ballots that have made no sense, leading fans to question why they have a vote. With that being said, do you think there should be a change within the AP poll?
I mean, me personally, I feel like AP polls, like, rankings shouldn't start till, like, right now at this time. Like, I think Florida State being unranked to start the season is very unfair. I know they're 3-2 right now, but they beat Alabama. You can say Alabama being ranked as high as they were, very unfair. I hate to say it. You can say the school we're going to right now being ranked as high as they were is a little interesting. Texas, like, what I'm trying to say is these teams don't have an identity until right now. We now know a good understanding of what each team's kind of like. And I just think you shouldn't have rankings until you can figure that out. And I think right around now would be a perfect time.
I think going into that bias plays a huge part in this. Just the school's name, people are like, oh yeah, they're going to be good. Let's put them at 1 or 2 or top 10, top 5. So yeah, I think bias plays a big part in the first couple of weeks because we don't even, like you said, we don't even know what they look like. So it's just Ohio State. Let's put them at 1.
Yeah.
And with how influential the AP voting is, I think like it is important to make sure there's no bias in the voting, and like especially when it comes to bowl selections and playoff selection time, like those AP votes really matter.
Yeah, I also, like, it could be kind of like random. I know Florida State's been being brought up quite a lot, but remember when they had Jordan Travis and Keon Coleman? They like went undefeated.
Yeah.
And of course, Jordan Travis unfortunately got injured, and like they were the best team in college football, and then they missed the playoffs. Like it was, I don't know, it's kind of random.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, I guess, adjustments that could be done. Let's just say that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest, I agree. I really don't think that AP should start before the season even starts because every year is a different team. It's different plays. I mean, every year each team looks different. And even halfway through the season, teams start to look different. I mean, like I was talking about earlier with Bama, Ole Miss, I mean, Texas even, they can start really strong and then all of a sudden be like bottom tier teams.
Yeah.
So I feel like it really shouldn't start before the season starts because we were number 1 and now we're literally number 7.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think about it like in the NFL. Like, think about it. You have like a designed playoffs, and you have to like lose your way out to make the playoffs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. There's it's a long season. A lot of teams, of course, like Indiana. That team, I don't think were they ranked top 12, and then they go in and beat Illinois. It's like
I also think like it adds so much pressure to every single player. Like going in, like the Penn State players are like, oh, well, we're ranked number 1, so now everybody's going to expect us to play like a number 1 team. And you're just adding pressure onto something that's already stressful and it's already a big deal. Obviously, you know what you're signing up for, but at the same time, I feel like these players don't need any more pressure. And like, then I feel like it also just causes like unnecessary hate. Like, teams drop because of one loss, and then all of a sudden, the fans turn on them.
Yeah. I mean, like think about like Ohio State and Texas. They scheduled each other, and then think of like who Penn State scheduled.
Yeah.
I think it's like teams are like afraid to like lose early, if that makes sense. It's a long season. You shouldn't be afraid of losing 3 games. But that's just how it is right now.
I also want to add like the outcome of games are a huge thing. Like we'll say FSU when we talk about it a lot, but we can say Penn State too. And I don't want to be biased, but we took them to double overtime. We lost about what 6 points. We took them to double overtime. We fought our way into double overtime, and we lost, and we got deranked, 5 spots?
4 spots, yep. 4
I think if you look and further analyze a loss and see that this team, they put up 500 yards, they still lost, they went to double overtime, let's put them down 10 spots. I don't think that's how it should really go.
I mean, going into the 4th quarter, we were down. Like, it looked like we were going to lose immediately, and we brought it to double overtime. And I feel like that should carry some weight, because that is not easy to do in any sport, let alone college football. So, I mean, should it have taken us to 4th quarter to start to play football? Probably not, but I can see why that would make us drop. But the fact that we did go into double overtime and not just overtime should, I think, carry some weight.
Maybe FSU was a better example because they dropped 10 spots and they got to
now they're number 18.
I just think there's a lot of factors that carry in, and it shouldn't carry in until around this time. So.
Am I going to keep checking the polls every week just because I'm interested? Yeah. But I definitely think that there should be some changes.
Yeah,
for sure.
Some guidelines maybe for the voters.
However, that is basically all the time we have tonight. So stay tuned for tomorrow for MLB. And thanks for joining me, Peyton, Kenzie, and Dominic.